Well, praise the Lord. God bless everyone. Good evening on this glorious day. I'm Dr. Milton C. Woods, and I am so glad for everyone that's tuning in today. We're starting a new series, a new program. It's called Reliable Sources. That's it, Reliable Sources. We'll be on every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. And I think it's going to be a tremendous blessing. I pray that it's a tremendous blessing to everyone. And we're going to have some very, very interesting topics. We'll be talking about things such as sports, politics, religion, science, health, marriages, being single, racism versus prejudice, mental health versus mental illness, families, and so much more. It's going to be a great program, and we're going to always have time for Q&A, and that's going to be totally up to you as far as subjects and topics that you're interested in. And again, I want to put emphasis on we're going to be dealing with religion and a host of things that, again, we hope that would be very interesting and intriguing to you. Going to have some of my family with me, my wife, Marcus. Hey, Terrence, can you come here for a minute? We're going to have Terrence with us. It's going to be a very, very good program. Give me my comments too.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's going to be very, very, very good. We really believe, and it's a program again that's going to be designed with you, the viewers, in mind. And again, we're hoping that it's loaded with information. And again, that's going to be up to you now. Whatever you want us to talk about, we're going to do our very best to cover it and to cover it thoroughly. Also, we want you to know that we know we don't have all the answers. It's like I know you don't have all the answers. But what we know, and we're going to elaborate on what we know. So again, we thank you. This is just introductory of the program that we're going to be doing. Again, it's an introduction, and we want you to stay tuned. We want you to chime in on every Monday at 7 p.m. Again, and these are just some of the topics that we're going to be discussing. We're going to talk about sports and politics and religion, science, health, marriages, being single, racism versus prejudice. What's the difference? When we talk about mental illness versus mental health, we're going to be talking about a host of things, again, that we trust will be a tremendous blessing and insight for you. God bless you, Stephanie. Thank you, my goddaughter, for honing in. We appreciate you immensely. So again, reliable sources. One of the reasons we call it reliable sources because there can be somebody that you know are reliable, and you depend on them, and you take their words, and their words are as gold, and they can give you some information. But if the information that they gathered and they're giving it to you, even though they're reliable, they are really relying. And a lot of relying is going on in our society today because of improper research and people just depending on people that are reliable. And they don't mean to bring you bad information, or they don't mean to be relying, but if they haven't really considered the source and make sure what they're saying is validated, then they can be bringing you some bad information. So we want to cut and get rid of that. And again, if there are any topics, any subjects that intrigue you, you can message me. You can put it on the screen and say, "Hey, I'd like to discuss this," and we'll do our best to discuss it, to get you the information that you need to enhance your walk in God and your walk in this world. Because the more educated you are about anything, the better decisions that you can make. And so it's important that we educate ourselves with the things, with the affairs of things that are going on in this world. We're going to be talking about economy, and that's a broad spectrum because when you talk about the economy, you're talking about interest rates and you're talking about how the price increase, and that's with everything from food to gasoline to all type of bills. So it's really really important. Again, the better informed we are, the better decisions that we can make. And so I'm excited about doing that. One of the things that I really feel that is so vitally important is our health. And the older I get, the more concerned I am about my health and the health of my family. And we're going to be talking about habits, how to develop good habits, and how to get rid of old habits, because we've developed some bad habits, eating habits, and in developing these habits, they're hard. They're really hard to break. You got to be super disciplined in order to destroy. Well, let me say it like this: in order to break bad habits. Now, it's important that we know this. Habits are very hard to be destroyed because your brain, my brain, it remembers things that we do consistently, and we do it consistently. So many times we think we've destroyed a habit when we really just broken it. And many things that we break, it can be put back together or it can be brought back into existence. And the reason I'm saying that is because of my study on the human brain and on habits. When we think we've broken or destroyed a habit, we've really just replaced that habit with another habit. And in some cases, that's good as long as we're replacing a bad habit with a good habit. And what happens though is simply this: you are really just piling a new habit on top of the old habit. The old habit haven't went anywhere. And for example, just say that if you eat German chocolate cake, I love German chocolate cake, and just say every Wednesday for lunch, every Friday for lunch, you're eating German chocolate cake. I'm just giving you an example. Then all of a sudden you realize I need to stop eating German chocolate cake. And you get rid of German chocolate cake and just say you start eating cottage cheese or whatever. Cottage cheese, and you throw a couple slices of lemon oranges in it. Well, that you just smothered that craving for German chocolate cake. Haven't went the craving of the habit haven't went anywhere. And if you see a piece of German chocolate cake, if you're not disciplined enough, your mind, or let me say it like this, that habit that was broken will be repaired if you're not disciplined enough. It'll jump right out and say, I'm going to have a piece of that cake. I haven't had one in a while. If you're not careful, you'll get it and you'll be right back into the habit of it again. So all I'm saying is many times we think that we're breaking or destroying habits, and really we're just breaking it. So when we get the habit, when we have the habit of bad eating, we got to really discipline ourselves and work on ourselves to take it out of our diet. And it's not always easy to do. And I want to say something about health. I just want to mention this about health. It's so important. Uh, Strokes and cancer and heart diseases, diabetes. Know anybody that have been afflicted with that? Maybe perhaps even died with that. Um, it's amazing how we don't realize, many of us, how important health is until we don't have it anymore, until something happens to make us realize that care of me when I had the opportunity to take care of me. Y'all, listen, we have to really take care of our body because you and I don't have nowhere else to live. Only place we have to live is in our body. So we got to take care of our body. Now, with that said and done, if Jesus' delay is coming and you live a long life, say that you live another 20 years. Um, you want that 20 years to be quality. You don't want that to be where other people got to help you do everything pretty much. You don't want to live the rest of your life like that. So that means that I got to get a handle on my health. And these are some astonishing statistics that I'm going to give you right now, such as America. I want you to think about this great nation that we live in. We take listen to this, y'all. We take 70%, 75% of the world's medications. And 7 out of 10 people die of chronic and preventable diseases. I want to say that again, and I want you to chew on that. America takes 75% of the world's medication. We take 75% of it, and 7 out of 10 people die of chronic or preventable diseases. That's astonishing. So that means, again, we don't appreciate our health until we don't have it anymore. So we got to wake up. We got to be conscious of our health. The healthcare system was meant to remedy this problem. It is the third leading cause of death itself. Isn't that something? The industry that's supposed to prevent us from this situation is the third leading cause of death. Listen to some more staggering numbers. This happened because, again, we assume that we're healthy until something comes and sort of hit us or shake us and let us know that you assumed that you were healthy, but you wasn't. Let me say it like this: whenever a stroke or a heart attack hit us many times, it didn't just happen. It was something ongoing in our lives that we ignored. And so, consequently, what happens is by us ignoring it, it doesn't get any better. And so, the constant pattern of, I guess you can say, I don't want to say ignorance, but maybe rejection or not acknowledging that something's not right, it eventually catches up with us. So we want to make sure that we remedy ourselves out of that. And then we want to remember also that 35,416,200 people died. Listen to that. They died today. They had died. This many has died due to a medical error, something that the doctors didn't give the appropriate attention to. Isn't that amazing? Over 34 million people have died due to a medical error, a medical diagnosis, an unnecessary surgery. And not only that, but 840,000 hospitalized patients are given drugs that cause serious or adverse drug reactions. Serious or adverse drug reactions. So we know that number one, God is our healer. He's our keeper. He's Jehovah Rapha. He takes care of us. But then we can't just ignore things that we need to do on our own as well. So anyway, we're gonna be talking about these reliable sources. As a matter of fact, tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. sharp, we're going to be discussing some of the cures, or I don't want to use the word cures. Let me rephrase that. some of the things that can enhance our health, things that we can do naturally for us to be healthy. But y'all, you anything that we do, we have to be consistent. We have to be consistent. If we're going to be successful in life, whatever your goals are, you got to be successful. If you're going to change who you are, the way you are, you got to be consistent. And as I often say, we even got to get rid of good excuses. Some excuses are really good, but they're still excuses. And so we got to do our best to live an excuse free life. We don't want to get caught up in the habit of making excuses for things that maybe we forgot to do, it wasn't on our priority list, or things we just figure, somebody else can do it. We got to. Oh, I thought someone else was going to do it. We have to get rid of that, and we got to be consistent. So anything we're going to do as far as being successful, we must be consistent. If we're going to be healthy, whatever regiment that we have as far as exercise, working out, uh, taking vitamins, you're gonna have to be consistent. See, our body didn't get in the condition is in a month, 2 months, in some cases, not even a year. We were consistent in neglect or doing what we were doing, and it caused us to come into the condition, the shape, the position that we're in. And so what we're going to have to do is now flip the page, and we're going to have to be consistent in flipping the page, doing the opposite, consistently taking vitamins. We must be consistent in doing it. You can't do it a month and stop. You can't work out a month, then you don't work out for 3 months. Can't do that. I don't do like I used to. I used to ride a bike from one city to another. Sometimes I would jog from Ypsilanti to Ann Arbor with ankle weights on. I would lift massive weights, and I'd done it for years. Well, I was younger. I was in my late teens, mid teens, early 20s. I had the metabolism to do that. And I was, to be honest, I was wanted to be stronger and impressive. Well, now I wouldn't dare think about that. But I still ride a bike. I still walk on the treadmill. My wife and I, we haven't done it lately. We would walk. We walk the treadmill every day, but I'm just saying, late we walk around our community. Because we got to learn how to move our body. We got to learn how to move it. So when you have to move it, you won't send a shock to your body because it's not used to being moved. And you got to do it consistently. Got to do it consistently. And so it's going to take years to flip or to reject or get out of our body what we allowed to come in to our body. So it's very important that you do that. Put consistency as a priority in your life for everything. And then we want you. This was an introductory part of reliable sources. We're so grateful that you tuned in. And again, we're going to do this every Monday at 7 o'clock. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for getting people involved and telling them about this wonderful program that we're going to be presenting. And then you can gather any questions that you may have. We want you to get them together. You can stick them on there. We want to talk about this. We want to talk about that, and we want your input. And again, we call it reliable sources because on this program, whatever topic we talk about, we want the people to be able to rely on what's being said. Again, you can have a reliable source, but if they're bringing you a lie, they just relying. So we don't want this program to be like that. It's not going to be like that. We're going to have reliable sources for you. If we can't have them reliable, we won't have them at all. So again, We're going to dive a little deeper into some health issues at 9 p.m. sharp tonight. And I will be as brief as I am now, but preferably will be more thorough as well as being brief. We want you to be a part of that. So get the word around, tell folk, text them, email them, tell them to chime in, and we're going to have a great time on tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. All right. Well, again, thank you for tuning in to Reliable Sources. Mark your calendar. We just did an introductory on today. We're going to be diving in even deeper as the days and weeks start to accumulate. And our desire, our hope, our prayer is that you will be educated because the sources we have are reliable. The sources you have are reliable. Until next time, it's been Dr. Milton C. Woods. Thank you for tuning in to Reliable Sources. God bless you.